Mechanic School and throw all those kids on contaminated property. And it's not even that. I'm exposing it because he's friends, Councilman Kyle Anderson is friends with Middlesex County Democratic Organization Chairman Kevin McCain, and their political operative, their political donor, Jack Morris, who's the executive at Robert Wood Johnson. He's the one that wants to destroy the school to build another extension to the hospital, while at the same time selling his contaminated property in the Brunswick Board of Education. And that's what I'm confronting Kyle Anderson about. And rather than stick to the issues that I'm confronting him with, he has to go and divert attention away and put my life in danger. I really hope, God bless you, the Blue Star Union, that you allow me to say my piece, because I just want the truth to be told. I never said these things. First of all, I didn't even think about it.
Well, look,
I didn't even think. It wasn't even in my mind. And it was.
Look, I judge people by how they talk to me and how they treat me, right?
Yes,
so I met both of you under the same exact circumstances. In fact, in the same exact place, same exact boardwalk. And like I said, I don't really care. First of all, like,
there are real racists out there that we really have to worry about.
Of course, yeah.
Not these fake ghost, that we're just imagining everybody's a racist, everybody's a white supremacist if you're white. Meanwhile, there are white supremacists out there that want to kill me and you, even though we're white, because we support changing the culture and the movement of Black Lives Matter. We want everything to be changed. I want everybody to be equal. Your family's probably been here in America more than mine. I've been here since 1890.
Wish I knew the lineage of my family.
My wife does genealogy. She can help you with that.
just don't give your spit over to the Google to page over.
But you want to, we're all Americans. We need to change this. How much better could the United States be if we didn't stop women from voting, and minorities can't do this, and women can't do this? We might have the cure for cancer 20 years ago, 100 years ago. But we made everybody subservient to this system. We need to change this culture. All these protests are great. What's next? We need to change the culture, get people into office. We need to do public records requests and find this corruption, that if there is any, and expose it, get these people out of office, change the culture by putting people in office that are going to change. Because the people that are in power don't want to change the power. They're going to smear you and make it look like you're a racist. If that's the negative connotation. How do you get out of that? I have friends that are black.
You already lose
right.
When that gets brought up.
I mean,
It's thrown out like
I have friends that are black. I have friends that are Puerto Rican, Spanish. I'm friends with you because I like you.
Now they might say that you're racist for saying that.
Correct. But I like you, and I don't care what color you are. Just like Black Lives Matter or Martin Luther King Jr. said, I judge you on your character.
Yeah, we were talking about this off mic a little bit before with some other guests here. Go ahead and sit down. Here, give me the mic and I'll run it around for you. And then if anybody wants to tag in, you're more than welcome to switch out. So our town had like a Juneteenth rally, right? And there was a local that used to live here that ran it, went right by this lovely restaurant. And the town welcomed everybody with pretty open arms. All of my neighbors, including people that are here, sat outside, offered drinks. I did not hear one disparaging word get lobbed at anybody. But there was a lot of choice language coming from the protesters themselves.
Because they don't understand it. It was fearful, where, let's say, a black person, they tell each other about this great time. White people just don't know.
But it wasn't about BLM. It wasn't about Juneteenth. It just ended up being a generic, a very personal thing with one of the organizers. Now, one of the first people. That's my little dude yelling at the back. That might be his cue to go home, unfortunately. So one of the first people was a relative of the leader of the protest. She saw us because we filmed that day. and we had a flag on our microphone, and we gave out cards. And I told the person, like, let's have a conversation. There was a person we spoke to at the end at the rec center in Manalapan, and it was like her cousin or her brother or something gave him a card, and they ended up texting me. And I said, come on down. I'll talk to you in public. I'll talk to you in the studio. I'll do whatever you want. You want to do it on a computer? You want to do it in person? And they kept saying, oh, I'll talk to them. I'll talk to them. And they said they don't want to talk to you. They think this is biased. Like, okay, like I can't convince you otherwise.
We'll learn something new.
But they don't want to. The point is they don't want to talk. Right? It's disingenuous. Like they don't actually want to have a dialogue. And if they did, they'd realize half of the stuff that I was there, I'd probably agree with them on a lot of things.
Some stuff you want.
Yeah.
But emotion sells. It doesn't solve anything.
Right.
And people only want to do, if you're going to even label that in a percentage, 25% of the work, 25% of the work is already done.
And that doesn't solve anything.
No action behind the words that they spit out their mouth, which is a real problem. It's the reason why nothing is
And
done.
part of it, I'm sure, is ignorant and they don't know better. And instead of having a conversation and learning that you're wrong and admitting it, changing. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know everything.
What do you think is? What do you guys think is the biggest like civil rights opportunity for change in New Jersey?
Getting people in office.
I mean, it's the same stuff going
Well,
on
same thing in
here or
Pennsylvania.
anywhere
Well,
else.
people in office that are going to change the laws, that are going to have the proper training. You know, for instance, you know, a lot of times, you know, police officers, you know, want your ID. It reminds me of Goodfellas when it's like they pull the truck driver over and they get his ID. You may know who we are, but we know who you are, right? Unless you're committing a crime, you don't have to give your ID. We're private citizens. That's America. I should be able to jog on my own. I should be able to walk around on the boardwalk by myself. And as long as I'm not committing a crime, we're equal. You know, I don't have to show my ID. I just do my thing.
Yeah, when we were there in Seaside, because so Sean and I, and Sean, jump in here in a minute if you want. So Sean and I, like I said, we stopped going to Point Pleasant because of it ended up being private property. When we went to Seaside, then he's like, "Oh, you're breaking this ordinance," and we're like, "What ordinance?" And we actually looked it up. It's explicitly legal. Like you are allowed. Of course, that you're allowed.
Yep.
They can't just like blanket ban people from being able to film things.
Correct.
Like I can walk anywhere and film whatever I want. In fact, you guys do it inside public buildings, which is perfectly legal.
Sure.
It may be uncomfortable for them, but it's legal.
But they're recording you.
Right, of course. Right. First of all, any police station you walk in, you're being recorded 17 ways from Sunday.
Oh, absolutely.
Every square inch of the property is covered. They see you when you're parking your car. They know who you are as you're coming in.
Oh, I know. They run my place, and then my wife all of a sudden gets a call that I'm wherever. It's like, where are you? I'm like, she already has the answer because they already called her. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a reticence from some people where they're uncomfortable confronting.
He's racist to my style.
What's that, Carlos?
He's racist against my style.
We're gonna.
These jeans are from Portugal, so he doesn't like them.
In 5 minutes, we're gonna do a
Whoa,
substitution.
later.
And I want Sean and Andy coming in for the next round because Andy promised me. I've been trying to get this guy to come on for.
Wait, what are they going to talk about? I might go in.
Probably racism. If
No, I don't want to go in.
There's gonna be a lot of lobs.
If it's about EWTN, I'll go in.
All right, we'll talk about that later.
But yeah, people get very uncomfortable about friction, right?
Yes.
And it's not the friction of you being a dick. It's just no, these are my rights, and I want to assert them.
They're also ignorant of the law. It's
Right.
like, well, you have to have my permission. No, I don't.
No, I don't have to have anyone's
You
permission.
know, so if I go to Disney and I'm taking pictures of my kid, everybody in the background have to have permission of their kids.
And that argument you can at least say is private property.
Just say that-
Yes.
But you're on public property,
Correct.
which anyone's allowed. Like a homeless guy could sleep there if he wants to, technically for a short amount of time,
Sure.
not permanently. But it's like you can't dictate this thing. But as soon as an officer says, "Hey, this is illegal," people, sorry, like I'll be back.
Yeah, I
I mean, they don't want any trouble.
Right.
I perfectly understand. I mean, also know your rights.
Yeah, they're ignorant of the law, and you know, and that's a lot of, I think, what First Amendment auditors do is educate the public and educate, you know, I guess law enforcement that it is perfectly legal to do. You know, a lot of times when I do public records requests, they have issues. Like I'll do ones in person that are immediate access, and they give me issues.
I've seen those.
Yes, I do them all over the state, and sometimes they're even like, sue us.
Yeah.
Okay,
They don't care.
it's not their money.
Well, like I said, people don't like. Look, how many people here, if they were told, like, got pulled over and they're like, "Hey, I just want to search your trunk real quick because you know there's some things going on." How many people would allow that?
99% of people.
You see my
So we have a fuck no from her, but I'm telling you, most people would.
And the cop would say you
You
have
don't think
to.
so, Michelle?
I'll tell you what.
What percentage of people, if they were innocent and did nothing wrong, you know, they're just driving, they got pulled over for a taillight being out, and the guy's really nice, the officer's really, really nice to you, and it's just like, hey, we've had a lot of robberies, I'm not saying you did anything, your record's clean, I saw your license, we're just checking for everyone's safety, do you mind if I check your trunk real quick?
No, I listened to a Jay-Z song. He said 99 problems.
But
You gotta
bitch
fuck.
ain't one.
You gotta have a warrant for
That's where
that.
you-
Yeah, this is what I. But see, this group is biased because you guys are going to be
Educated
sympathetic
about
to this type of.
No.
thinking.
Like I was gonna say, like I'll tell you
Come
what.
on, come on, come on over. I did get
No,
more
this is not.
microphones,
But this is not.
problem.
This is not like a topic for me. I was gonna say one thing.
Right.
Like if it was a
You
year
gotta,
ago.
you gotta jump in.
Just say it in-
Here, stand right here. Stand right here.
If it was like a year ago, I'd probably let them like search my trunk because
Right.
I wouldn't know any better.
Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they find something. Like one time I got searched. It was my father's car. I was young, and there was a fishing tackle box in there with a fillet knife. They could have arrested me probably.
Yeah, if you in New Jersey, you have.
Whoa! He said it.
What did he say?
Let him have it.
You'll have his 5 minutes in a
Yeah, I
moment.
got my trunk. The secret compartment, they'll never find it.
That's the Italian compartment that he's
That's
got.
right, dude.
But no, if you
that
state
when you grow
state
up.
to the officer explicitly, I have this knife and I don't have a purpose for it. Like I just
You
have
have
it
to
for
have a purpose
protection.
for it, correct.
That's a felony.
Right.
You're going
Right.
away.
You have to have a purpose for it. Correct.
So if you say, oh, I'm going to my friend Dan's house because we're gonna cut some cardboard boxes up. That's why I have this little Gerber flip knife. Oh, then that's cool. Like that's okay. You have to have a reason.
Right. It's
quote
got,
unquote.
well, if it's a pocket knife under federal law, it's not even considered to be a weapon.
Right.
That's the whole myth of it's under 4 inches then it's legal. That's because under federal law, I forget the statute number, but it shows that it's not even because it's just considered a common pocket knife, which I think everybody should have just in case a car accident you need to cut somebody out of the thing or
Right.
whatever the case is. It's nice to have something.
Yeah, I
sharp.
have a safety blade that's a hammer and a blade on the bottom to cut a seatbelt. A lot of people have that in their car.
Right, but
but
you should have a pocket
technically,
knife.
they could say something to you about
Sure.
it.
And they'll make up things, cops make up laws all the time. You watch the videos, they make up stuff all the time. We were doing the post office, and all of a sudden it was, well, we shut the post office down for an hour, so you're interfering with the business. And by the way, if you stay in there, we already called the prosecutor's office. We're going to charge you with not social distancing.
Was this Asbury?
This was Linden.
Oh, okay, yeah. I did you guys do Asbury or was that somebody else?
That was Jen Combs.
Oh, Jen. Oh, no, it was a man. I thought.
I know she's done it. They threatened to arrest her for trespassing,
Right.
which she's right. She's allowed to be in there. Under Postal 7, you're allowed to record for news.
Right.
Technically, she's news.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll give you guys a last word before we get a new crop of people. Any last words you guys want to throw in there? Anything you want to say for this episode?
I guess we'll go this way.
Yeah.
My channel is in this day and age. I do First Amendment audits. I also do animal cruelty stuff. My wife runs a Reformers Advocates for Shelter Change in New Jersey. We go after a lot of the different animal abuse stuff. But for the whole Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that, what we need to do is change the culture. Let's figure out who the leaders are, and let's get them elected into these positions of power to be able to change the culture. Let's get training for police officers. And everybody says that we're anti-police. We're not. We need police. God forbid we didn't have police. You'd have to have guns in everybody's houses in case you get robbed. You need to protect yourself. We need police. They need to have integrity. That if something's going on and they say it's going on, that you believe them. Right now, too, up in the assembly, there's actually some laws that we're trying to pass to make everything exposed under public records laws. So if you're a police officer like Eric Seidel that had 700 pages, you can't get that. You shouldn't be a cop. So right now, we're trying to pass a law where we'll be able to get all different times that people are filing complaints against police officers. They shouldn't be hidden. They're our employees. If they're doing bad stuff and they investigate themselves and they find they do nothing wrong, we should be able to see if we have a bad cop and get rid of them.
Right.
They need to be held accountable if they're doing bad. And accountability is also getting rid of qualified immunity. If a cop walks up and punches you in the face, you can't do anything back to him. Did you see him in charge?
Did you see the video? I don't know where it was of the dog, the canine unit biting the guy in the rear.
Yeah.
It was recent. It was like this week, and that pissed me off. Not it pissed me off what happened, but it was the right wing was like, yeah, like fuck that guy. I'm like, what if that was you?
Yep.
Like, you realize, like, and I wish Kirk was here. Kirk was, he was supposed to be here today. That actually happened to him.
Yeah.
He was in an altercation with another guy that he was working with who fought him.
Yeah.
And the police responded, and the dog bit him on the leg. Right, he wasn't fighting or anything. The dog actually lacerated his like calf muscle.
Sure.
And he got brought into the station bleeding, and they let him go because they didn't realize the dog had assaulted him. And they realized because they're like, "Oh, you kicked the dog." It's like, no, it's all on camera, right on your thing. They let him go.
And then whatever they say is going to be written word. Meanwhile, if you read police reports, they're like fiction. You know, I don't believe in lying. I believe in, you know, like I'm also a disabled veteran, so right now I'm not wearing my mask, which under the executive order 122.3G, you don't have to wear it if you have a medical exemption. Now, sometimes they'll ask, do you have a doctor's note? What's your medical condition? That stuff's illegal. So if they ask me that, I say it. If they didn't ask me, I'm not going to say they said it. Right. That's not right. It's not ethical. But in police reports, they write whatever they want. But that's the official word.
If you hit the dog or brush the dog, that's the same as assaulting an officer. And then
Right,
those
what about
charges
police
can be
officers
pressed.
leaving the car and the dog dies? They don't get charged.
Yeah, you're right.
That's murder of a police officer.
Right. It hurts. It can hurt you only. Basically, is what it boils down.
Yeah, basically. So just like opening up the trunk, there's nothing good on your side that can come of that. They're not going to pat you on the back like, you have a great trunk. They're looking for something.
I say that to Sean every time we
arrest
go to the
you.
beach.
They're looking to arrest you. Anytime you're talking to a cop, in my opinion, they're formulating in their head if they have enough to arrest you, especially what we do, to see if there's enough to arrest you. You know, and if you lie, then, you know, like the one cop in Atlantic City, you said you're police law enforcement. No, I didn't. I said I'm filing with the OPIA, which I did, based on what the officer was doing and yelling at him and stuff like that. We actually thought it was a great thing that they were helping a guy that, I don't know if the guy died, I believe he had a heart attack, and hopefully everything is great. We were actually filming it like, this is a great thing.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the cop's yelling at him, and then somebody wanted to fight him, the cop's letting him do it.
Yeah, I saw that. And the guy actually
That's
touched
insane.
me. Christo, I'll move on to you. Any last plugs? Any last words?
I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to say my story when the media refuses my story. You're a man of integrity. I always come back, I always speak to you. And if I ever see you running for any type of position, I will vote for you. I'm going to support you. Subscribe to Jersey Watcher YouTube channel. And Kyle Anderson, Jimmy Dabrowski. It doesn't matter how many lies you come up with. I'm gathering up the evidence right now. The whole world's gonna know the truth. I'm not apologizing for something I never did. And you guys are going down, especially you, Kyle Anderson, because you shouldn't be in charge of our kids. And I don't know if I showed you the photo, but there's a photo of the superintendent of Middlesex County liking posts that says "off with the pigs" and stuff like that, along with enabling people to threaten and kill me. And I believe that's because I'm running for Edison Board of Education. I'm against Governor Murphy's. He has a new, on August 13, he made a new social justice warrior program. I'm against his perverted curriculum. And so they're just trying to hit me with everything they got right now. And I'll defeat them. Even if I lose, even if I lose, this time I'll get the least amount of votes. I'm still going to be at the BOE meetings. So at the end, I'm like Trump. We're still winning.
Awesome, man. And lastly, Matt.
I love you.
Very simple message, guys. Thanks for coming. Let's do a round of applause for these three gentlemen. Let's get some new blood. Who's next?
Hey, yo.
Where's Andy? Come on.
If you're, I have to go to work at like 7:30 in the morning,
Shit.
but I'll stick around for a little bit.
Awesome, man.
But if I don't get to see you or say goodbye